Okay, everyone, it's Derek Timmons here from Maverick Group and CIR Realty, and we are at the last step 6 of the buyer process, and that is your pre-possession walkthrough and your closing. So, what's a pre-possession walkthrough? We might as well go there and talk about that first. So, a pre-possession walkthrough, if you're working with a real estate agent, you have to have that put into your contract. Okay. It's something that if you don't put it into the contract at the front end, most likely you're not going to be able to get to do it. And it is super crucial. We put them into every single one of our deals, no matter what. Hard stop has to happen. Now, the reason that they're so important is that 24 hours before you take possession of your home, you're going to do a pre-possession walkthrough. Now, why are you going to do this? The purpose of the pre-possession walkthrough is to walk through the home to make sure that there's been no damage, that they didn't steal anything or by accident take anything that they agreed to leave, like the fridge or the stove or the freezer in the basement. And I have seen all kinds of crazy stuff that you wouldn't even believe. We went to one possession and the movers put their boot through the wall by accident, but there was a big hole in the wall. That needs to be fixed. So when you do the pre-possession walkthrough, you're going with your realtor and you're doing a thorough walkthrough of the property and you're checking off all the items that you agreed to have fixed, repaired, left there, taken away. Sometimes people don't want certain things, and so they want that removed. There was one time that we had these IKEA shelves. They were used as closets by the sellers, and the sellers wanted to leave them with the house, but the buyer said they didn't want them. So we had to go there, and they were heavy, and we had to get rid of them and get them out of the house because it wasn't part of the contract. So on your pre-possession walkthrough, you want to do a thorough check. Look for anything that's damaged. Look for anything that wasn't working anymore. I mean, I heard a horror story one time of a vacant home that sat with no one in it and it had a pipe burst and there was a massive flood. So another tip is if you have a vacant home, make sure you turn the water off. If no one's there and there's an emergency, you're never going to know. So these are the reasons that you want to do a pre-possession walkthrough, because 24 hours before possession, if you notice there's something wrong, something happened, maybe it was an innocent mistake. Sometimes, honestly, guys, it's just that the sellers forgot to leave the garage door openers. So we go and we look and we say, hey, there's no garage door openers here. And they, oh, you know what? Those are still in my car. And it's super common for that stuff to happen. So you have time to figure out what's missing, what's wrong. And then if it's serious enough, you can tell your lawyers about it, and your lawyers can hold back funds from the sellers until that situation or challenge has been rectified. So that's your pre-possession walkthrough. In the very last step, which I could have made 2 videos on this, but I'm putting them together, is your closing and your possession day. Now, possession day is really like the day you're looking for. That's when you're moving. That's the exciting day. How it works, at least in Alberta, where we live, is that on possession day at 12 noon, the keys are supposed to be released. So generally speaking, the bank will send the money to the lawyer in the morning, the buyer's lawyer. The buyer's lawyer will send the money to the seller's lawyer. Once the seller's lawyer has received all funds, they're going to release the keys from the seller to the buyer. At the point that the keys were released, that house no longer belongs to the seller. It now belongs to the buyer, and you can move in and it's good to go. So that's the exciting time. That's what you're looking for, possession day. But I mean, it's been a bit of a long process. These are the 6 steps. Now we can get even more detailed on each one of the steps, but we wanted to put this together for you guys so that you have a rough idea of what to expect when you're buying a home. If it's an investment property, it's the same process. It doesn't matter if it's for you or different, as an investment, the 6 steps are going to be the same. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to send us any feedback that you have, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future. All right. Talk to you soon.